The wind cuts through the valley at dawn, frost coats the grass, your breath hangs in the air. You have no house, no heating, no thick coat waiting by the door. And yet your ancestors met this cold, winter after winter, for hundreds of thousands of years. How did a soft, hairless animal survive a world that could freeze it to death? Start with a strange fact: you are a tropical creature. Your body evolved in the heat of Africa, sweating, thin-skinned, built to lose warmth, not keep it. So cold was never your natural home. It was a problem you had to solve. And the first solution was the oldest one of all: fire. At Wonderwerk Cave in South Africa, researchers found burnt bone and ash from 1 million years ago. That is one of the earliest strong signs of controlled fire ever found. Fire did something no fur ever could. It moved warmth to wherever you needed it. You could carry it, feed it, sit inside a small bubble of summer in the middle of a frozen night. But fire alone does not keep you alive. Sit still by a fire in a blizzard and you still freeze. You needed to wear the warmth, and that meant taking it from other animals. Here is a clue hidden in something surprising: lice. Geneticist Mark Stonking studied body lice, the kind that live only in clothing. Those lice split from head lice around 100,000 years ago, which suggests that is roughly when clothing became a regular part of human life. Not one big coat, a whole system learned and refined over thousands of years. And to build good clothes, you needed a small, sharp invention. The eyed needle, a sliver of bone with a hole punched through one end. At Denisova Cave in Siberia, one such needle survived around 50,000 years. With it you could stitch tight seams, fitted sleeves, sealed boots that trapped body heat. A loose hide keeps you cold, a stitched garment keeps you human. Now picture the coldest test of all, the Ice Age world of the Neanderthals. They lived across freezing Europe when glaciers reached far south. This was their winter all year. Their bodies adapted too. Shorter, wider, thicker-boned, built to hold heat like a compact stove. But biology is slow, behavior is fast, and behavior is where humans truly won the cold. Think about food. In winter, the plants vanish, the berries are gone, the roots freeze underground. So your ancestors did something clever. They stored the summer inside the winter. Meat dried into strips, fat rendered and saved, food buried in cold pits like a frozen pantry. But that creates a problem. Stored food only lasts if you also stay in one place. So some groups built real shelters, and in the treeless north they built them from mammoths. At Mezhyrich in Ukraine, archaeologists found huts made from hundreds of mammoth bones. Around 15,000 years old, heavy frames covered in hides, a fire glowing at the center. Now step inside one on the worst night of the year. Outside, the wind screams. Inside, the fire cracks and the hides trap the heat. You are dressed in stitched fur, your belly is full of stored fat, your family sits close. That fat matters more than you think. In deep cold, calories are survival. A body burns fuel to stay warm. No food means no heat from the inside. So winter hunters chased the fattest, largest prey they could find. Reindeer, horse, and mammoth were not just meals. They were coats, tools, shelter, and fuel. One animal solved several winter problems at once. Waste nothing. But here is the twist. The most powerful winter tool was invisible. It was knowledge shared around the fire, where to find shelter when the herds move, how to sew a boot. Anthropologist Polly Wiesner studied firelight talk among the Jahonsi people of the Kalahari. She found that nighttime by the fire was when people traded stories, plans, and hard-won survival knowledge. That is how a group survives a winter no single person could. Shared memory becomes a shield. So think again about that frozen dawn. You were never facing winter alone. You had fire in your hand, fur on your back, food in the ground, and family at your side. None of it came from your body. All of it came from your mind and from others. And that is the real invention, not the coat, not the fire, the passing on. Every winter survived, became a lesson taught to the next winter's children. Now look at your own winter, a coat bought in a shop, heat you never think about. Every layer you wear is an idea that someone, long ago, worked out in the cold. The stitched seam, the stored food, the fire kept alive through the dark, all still with you. You did not inherit thick fur, you inherited something far more powerful, a recipe. A recipe for outsmarting a world that was never built for you. So the wind still cuts through the valley at dawn, frost still coats the grass. But you meet it warm, fed, and clothed, because 100,000 winters taught you how.